Hello, it's me. Do 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 do. Been making videos for a week now. Nobody's watching, which is kind of sad. But I'm having fun, so I'll keep going on. Yeah. Oh, we're live. Hi. Uh, so I was looking at my Facebook memories just now. I try to do that once a day. If anybody's unaware, on Facebook you can look and see what post you've made on this day in the past. A lot of times it's fun to see what you were talking about 5 years ago. I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'll read a post from 5 or 10 years ago and I'll make myself laugh. I'll read something that I wrote and it'll surprise a laugh out of me. And a lot of times I'm really amused by the various comments. We've had some good conversations on there. But anyway, this isn't about that. This is just the fact that I was on Facebook memories, and it reminded me of an incident that I relayed at the time. And I think it's worth talking about because it has to do with the type of conversation I've had several times in my life. And first, a little bit of background. There was a time back then when I used to use Healthride a lot. And you probably know what it is. If you don't know it by that name, there's these companies all over the country now that they will give people rides to their doctor's appointments and things like that. And at the time, had this weekly appointment that they would take me to. And one of the interesting things about it is over the time I used them, I probably had, I don't know, maybe 20 different drivers. And they were all great people, always real friendly and nice, and you talk to them and stuff. All except one. There was this one lady, and I don't remember her name, but I probably wouldn't use it if I did anyway. So we'll just call her Annie, okay? And Annie was always kind of a miserable grouch. And people who know me might say, well, Dan, that sounds like your type of person. But no, I mean, just because I can be a miserable grouch doesn't mean I want to hang around other miserable grouches. You know what I know? You know what I say? Anyway, and the funny thing about it is, after a while, when I'd be riding with a different driver, and I'd say, all you guys are really nice, except there's one driver who's a bit of a bitch, and they'd always go, Annie. So anyway, it wasn't just me. And I'll tell you a quick story about her before I get to the real story that I wanted to mention here. The one time, almost very few times was there any other passengers besides me. It usually just worked out that I was the only one. But the one day when Annie came to pick me up, there was someone else in the vehicle. And we were going over to my appointment, and the other guy, his appointment was before mine. And she dropped him off, and it was at the mental health place in Clearfield. And, no judgment. Who knows what he was going there for. But as he was getting out of the vehicle, Annie says to him, now, don't call when you're done. I will be back. You do not have to call. And she said it like that. And I thought, oh, this guy must have given her trouble in the past. Maybe he's got some kind of a social problem that he. Anyway, so then we continued on to my appointment, and as she's dropping me off, she goes, now don't call when you're done. I will be back, so you don't have to call. So I went in and had my appointment, and of course, you know what I did? I called. there was a toll-free number that you'd call and say, hey, I'm done. So, just to annoy her. Anyway, on a different ride the one time, we were coming back from Clearfield and we're passing this place along the highway there. And it was a company that, I don't know if they're still doing it around here or not, but there was a company that was doing some fracking, I think looking for natural gas. And I, I got my Facebook up on here so I can remember just how this conversation went. But we're going by this company, and she says, my son works right up there. They make chemicals that the gas drillers use. And I said, oh, really? What does he do? And she says, they make the chemicals that the gas drillers do. And I said, but what is his job? And she says, they make the chemicals that the gas drillers do. Like I'm the idiot, For all I know, is he the chief engineer? Is he a janitor? She just keeps telling me what the company does. And I saw in here that later on in the conversation, she had mentioned, oh, and they really like him because he can move the trucks when they're in the way in the parking lot because he has a CDL. So I'm thinking he wasn't actually the guy making the chemicals. If he has a CDL, I could be wrong. Maybe there's a bunch of truck driving engineers out there. But anyway, that's one of those things. Like I say, I've had some of those conversations before when people get condescending and they'll talk down to you, which for those of you who don't know what condescending is, that's what it is. They talk down to you. And they'll talk to you like you're the idiot when you know they're wrong. And of course, it's always dangerous to say, but I knew they were wrong and I was right. Because there's an awful lot of people out there that think they are right about things like, the earth is flat. We never landed on the moon. Justin Bieber is a good artist, But there are things, though, when you have a conversation when it's like, oh, well, I had $5 and they gave me 5, so now I have 10. No, you have 12. No, it was 5 plus 5, so it's 10. No, you have 12. Those kind of conversations just drive me nuts. And like I've said before, people who think they know everything is the bane of existence for those of us who really do. So that's all I wanted to talk to you about today. And as always, remember to love your neighbors as you love your dog, unless your neighbor's an asshole. I'm lucky I got pretty good neighbors. But peace out.